I have two questions. The first one, can you tell us more about your nutritional program in educational institutions in India? I think there are 4 colleges in North India, if I'm not wrong. And the second, will Nestle India be increasing the retail prices of its products due to the pressure of commodity prices?
I will leave up to Sanjay. Sanjay is our project leader for the nutrition awareness program, the health kit, so you can explain what you do. I'm sorry, I will not comment on the second. Unlikely many of my colleagues, I don't have the habit of comment to what will be our price strategy.
Yeah, and coming back to your first question, yes, you're right. We are running this program called Nutrition Awareness Program. It is part of the Global Healthy Kids program which Nestle does globally. Presently, there are 56 countries in which this program is run, but the intention is to have this program in all 120 countries where Nestle operates. Specifically for India and for the region, we are in the SAR region. In India, we have tied up with 5 leading universities to run this program. We do this program for about 6 weeks, running into 12 hours for each student. This year we would be completing close to 6,500 students on that. The program is very simple. It basically talks about the food habits, what are good nutrients, what are good cooking practices, what sort of lifestyle you should have, what sort of physical activities you should do. And most importantly, this is a totally unbranded program. So whenever the university and through the university, when the teachers go and talk to students, there is no Nestle reference there. We do not put Nestle brand name on the posters. We don't talk about Nestle. So it's a pure nutrition awareness program. And we don't claim that it's a highly scientific program. It's a basic program which the children have to know.
So, sir, the allegations about Nestle wanting to push its products to the program are misplaced.
Totally misplaced.
Okay, next question.
Imanshu. Where is Imanshu? You have to...
Inko de dijiye.
Here, he is waiting now for some time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sayed. I am heading a business operations for Himjoli in India. We are an aggregator in rural Himalayas, where there are 7 NGOs whom we aggregate the product and organize the marketing both in the front end and the back end, and do the organizing in the much better way, which is actually a main lacking point in many of the NGOs. My point with Mr. Michael is that, and to the Nestle also, that I think that's a great model what you have adopted, and hats off to the Nestle for appreciating this particular model. My question is that there are 2 things in everything when you talk of values. One is value building, other is value guarding. Value building is the most easiest thing, wherein as per your interest, as per your aspiration, like the nutrition, rural development, and the water, you could adopt any of the particular project. But what is the value guarding in that? The figures what you have shown is like currently in the month of January 2011, the number of the clients which got benefited is 6,880 people, and the average income has rose to 110 US dollar. What is the authentication from where these data has been taken, and how on these particular data do Nestle authenticate whether these growth is actually happening or it's just data for sake of? Thank you.
Well, I can address part of that. The data gathering comes out of IDE's own initiative to for the purposes of understanding what we're doing and what our impacts are, so that we can learn and improve and correct. How we do it is we take random samples of the farmers that we're serving, and we interview them at the time that they become customers to get a sort of a baseline situation, and then we interview them about a year later to find out what has happened and what extra income they have generated as a result of these farm business advisor activities. And so we might, in a given year, we might be interviewing 300 or 400 people in that way. And so that's how the data is gathered, and that's the purpose for it.
Source of your information is only a personal interview.
Yes,
Nothing else.
that's right.
John, he's from Nestle. He's from the CSV price team. So maybe you can answer about how the certification of the data, whatever.
So what I can tell you is that with the prize winner, we will be undertaking an independent audit at the end of the second year to examine precisely what you're saying. So we will be undertaking a quality audit to verify exactly as you said.
Which is the organization who verify that? So internal auditor or some specific?
Sorry? It will be an independent audit at the end of the project, an independent organization.
However, maybe, to this gentleman, we are talking about innovation. Innovation is about research. We may go for the wrong things, we may target the wrong indicators, and that means that we are going also with taking some risks. However, so far, and I think as what we have seen, we are on track, and we're delivering in that direction. And the important thing is that I think that we go with this spirit of innovation and testing out new models and asking ourselves, where are the opportunities, instead of always blocking and saying, well, this is not possible, here we cannot do it, and we only have problems. And it's also important for you to know that for the time being, this has nothing to do also with our supply chains, because the produce that are produced in your projects, they do not flow into one or the other of our factories. And therefore, we have a total neutral approach also to test and to try really certain ideas and certain concepts out.
Yeah. My question is that I'm N.K. Sagar from the media. My question is that in agriculture, the products get a lot of wastage because of their perishable quality. So, do you have any plan in creative shared value to handle the post-harvest products, or you have anything to do with handling the perishable and the semi-durable products?
I think that was more about Nestle in general.
It's for Nestle in general.
In your, in your program or in general, yeah. Do you have any program where you can, treat your people, or you can tell your people, those who are suppliers in the agriculture sector, to, keep up the raw material for your products or vegetables which are perishable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you get to my questions?
Yeah.
Can you train the small farmers how to keep or handle post-harvest products, vegetables which are perishable? It's a simple question.
You answer her?
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Simple question.
this starts at what we call the good agricultural practices on a crop in the field, and then the harvest practices, and the post-harvest practices in storaging or transport. And yes, we do train a lot of people who deliver fruits or vegetables to one of the other Nestle factory on good agriculture and post-harvest training programs. And we do that also with milk farmers. We do that with coffee and cocoa farmers. And last year, in 2010, Nestle's officers in the field, and we have more than 1,000 of sourcing specialists that are also together with 15,000 people on all those supply chains worldwide, they have trained more than 145,000 farmers around the globe. We take that very serious because we know that this creates value and this maintains the quality of the raw materials that are delivered to our factories.
Just a general comment. I do believe that by what we call extension service, by providing training, education throughout the chain, major part of the waste we have, specifically in our case will be avoided. And it's not about having new species, it's not about having better species, it's not about having high-tech tools, it's only about education, consistency, persistence, education on the field. And I have plenty of examples done by, not Nestle, by many companies, which demonstrates that education, consistent, it is the most effective tool to avoid wastage. A lot of people want to go to the beginning of the process to import special breeds, special crops, special whatever. I think the answer to our question today is much more on the education. Extending what we do, what PepsiCo is doing in terms of potato, what many others are doing in terms of sugar, whatever, this is going to bring a fantastic reduction on the dramatic waste we have today in our country in terms of food in the supply chain. And that's going to bring the cost down.
Thank you very much. There was a lot of questions, very interesting questions. I see there are some more, but can we take that as the last question, sir? We do have to sort of...
I hope it's a nice one. It's the last. Sure.
It's always that way. Yes. Firstly, to speak to the future of private agricultural extension activities, I think this is the way of the future. I've had personal experience with that, and I started something about 15 years ago in the Caucasus regions, and the private extension service in Armenia is the top one now, much better than the government. So I do agree with you. I think this is the way forward. I guess the question I have is about sustainability, because I've also run projects in many countries. And it sounds like IDE is off to a great start here, but all good projects must eventually kind of fade out and be self-sustaining. And I'm just wondering how you see this issue of sustainability. Do you feel that that there will be the folks capable of carrying on this work? Because, of course, Michael, you're quite well qualified, you have resources, all of these things that you bring to the project initially. But sustainability is my question. Yeah. What's your feeling on that?
Great. You know, I think one of the reasons that this particular project was selected for the CSV prize, and I was told this by the panel that selected it, was that there was a real business plan to reach sustainability attached to this project. So, for instance, the franchisor role, right now, that's being fulfilled, or that's being filled by IDE. But we're running that in a separate business unit under IDE. And in our business planning, we think that when we get to a scale of about 600 of these farm business advisors, then the revenue generated by those advisors and the franchisor takes a cut as well, that will be able to generate enough funds to pay for all of the activities that IDE is doing right now. So that's very much part of a core part of this plan, is that it will be able to spin off as a separate social enterprise once it reaches that scale.
Okay. Do please join us for cocktails here, and if you have any questions, gentlemen, I hear you're most welcome to discuss with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.